Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Elephant Justice, and today I'm going to talk about my next 5 games I'm going to be playing. So, in honor of the spirit of October, even though it's the complete end of October, I'm going to do a scary game. Not just a scary game, a horror game. All horror games that, for the most part, I would say are pretty damn scary. 2 of these games I have played all the way through. The rest of them I'm basically new to. So this could be a chance for me to have a blind Let's Play, where I really won't know what to do. So the choices are Condemned: Criminal Origins for the Xbox 360, Dino Crisis for the PlayStation, Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 2, System Shock 2 for the PC, and Resident Evil 4 for the 360. Now I'm going to tell you guys why each and every game should be picked. Once again, I feel that Silent Hill 2 is one of those games that I don't really have to talk about. Plenty of people already know how amazing it is. But the real reason is just it's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece of horror and psychological thriller. This game is scary as hell. And it would be a game that if I played, I'd probably be freaked out a lot while playing it. But this is also a game that I know very well, and I'd be able to complete it fairly easily. You know, I know how to fight the monsters. I know the save states. I probably won't even have to save that often, but what I'm trying to get at is Silent Hill 2 is a game where you play as James Sunderland and you go to find your wife Mary. Because Mary sent you a letter saying she's in Silent Hill. Oh, that seems okay. Your wife sends you a letter, but it's kind of weird because Mary's been dead for a few years. So James is like, you know what? I'm going to go say hi. So James goes and he meets lots of weird characters. Lots of weird people. And he learns that Silent Hill is kind of a weird place. And if you don't know what Silent Hill is, then Silent Hill is basically a place where people go to learn lessons, to face their past. And James doesn't really know why he's there. But you learn with him. It's a very, very immersive experience, and probably one of the best video games I've ever played. And it's scary as hell, so it would be a good game for October. Resident Evil 4 is a game that changed horror and action games in general. You play as Leon Kennedy, a blonde badass that goes looking for the president's daughter. You end up finding out that people are kind of messed up, They're under some weird thingy, and Leon has to stop them and save the president's daughter. He's got to be the nice American action hero and kick ass and take names. And this game it's really kind of spooky because the atmosphere and all the monsters you have to fight. It really is a horror game that made horror kind of popular again. And kind of showed people that horror can kind of be action horror and not just, plain scary. This game is also a game that I know very well. And I could play it very easily, knowing where everything is. So, if you pick this game, you will have the fun of me playing as an awesome American guy, going through scary environments in a Resident Evil type fashion. Next is Condemned: Criminal Origins, or as I like to call it, one of the greatest launch titles in history. You play as Ethan Thomas, a sort of FBI investigator who goes around trying to find a serial killer. The serial killer's name is Serial Killer X, and he's pretty messed up. But of course, you get framed, and bad stuff happens. And it is very, very spooky. You're always in the dark, and you have weapons that lose durability over time. The environment is always very, very depressing, dark, and scary. And enemies are very aggressive. Meaning, if an enemy comes in your sight, they will grab anything off the walls to attack you with. The AI is very smart, and they will attack you with anything that they can find. There's a piece of rebarb just laying there. Enemy will tear it off of the wall to get it. It's very, very good. I think that this game would be a good game for October because it is the first good horror game for the 360. And I would call it a horror game, even though it has plenty of action. It's a horror game because you're always in the dark and you're always waiting for when the next enemy will strike. Condemned is a game I very much like, but I've only played half of it. So I wouldn't be 100% good, but I'd have a good idea. If you ask me what Dino Crisis is, I would basically tell you it's a Resident Evil knockoff where all the zombies are replaced with dinosaurs. And you might say, well, that sounds horrible. And in hindsight, it sounds like it looks pretty bad. But this game is supposed to be very, very good. And it's supposed to be the pinnacle of horror on the PlayStation. Basically, you go around on a deserted base and fight dinosaurs. Plain and simple. The environment is there. It's Resident Evil. It's basically a big, scary environment. Oh, well, at least now I know that you can move those. But it's a big, scary environment where dinosaurs will come. And as you would imagine, dinosaurs are pretty hard to fight. So you will have to run away most of the time. This is a game I have never played. Never played Dino Crisis. Saw it at the store for $10 and I thought people would love to see me play this game. So, if you guys would love to see me play Dino Crisis, fail, and fight a T-Rex, then choose this. I'm always sad that I never got the pleasure of playing System Shock 2, one of the greatest first-person shooters in history I've heard. System Shock 2 is not only a good first-person shooter, but it is a very, very good horror game, so I've heard. It's a game that has a pretty good inventory system and has good combat. It has an evil robot GLaDOS X villain with monsters that you have to kill. It's plain and simply just a spooky environment game. And it's made by the people who made BioShock. So, I would like to play this. This is a game that, since I've never played, I might be a little confused at. But, I would still like to play it nevertheless for your guys' entertainment. And it is supposed to be hashtag too spooky. So, it will be a good game for October.